This is Crime, Mr. Wade, bringing you the stories. Stay tuned for a lot more. Today's unfortunate story is about a Richard Stevens in Valenzuela. He was born May 13th, 1941. He's better known by his stage name, Ritchie Valens. He was an American guitarist, singer, and songwriter, a rock and roll pioneer and a forefather of the Chicano rock movement. Valens died in a plane crash just 8 months after his musical breakthrough. Mr. Valens was born as Richard Stevens Valenzuela, a neighborhood in the San Fernando Valley in the region of Los Angeles he was born and raised in. The son of Joseph Stephen Valenzuela. He had two half-brothers, Robert Bob Morales and Mario Ramirez, and two younger sisters, Connie and Irma. Valenzuela was brought up hearing traditional Mexican mariachi music, as well as flamenco guitar, R&B, and jump blues. He expressed an interest in making music of his own by the age of 5. Valenzuela was encouraged by his father to take up guitar and trumpet, and later taught himself the drums. Though Valenzuela was left-handed, he was so eager to learn the guitar that he mastered the traditional right-handed version of the instrument. Valenzuela was a 15-year-old student at Pacoima Junior High School at the time of 1957 Pacoima mid-air collision. He was not at school that day since he was attending his grandfather's funeral. Reoccurring nightmares of the disaster led to Valens' fear of flying. By the time Valenzuela was attending Pacoima Junior High School, now Pacoima Middle School, he would bring his guitar to school and sing and play songs to his friends on the bleachers. When Valenzuela was 16 years old, he was invited to join a local band, the Silhouettes, not to be confused with the group of the same name famous for its song, Get a Job. Valenzuela began as a guitarist, and when the main vocalist left the group, he assumed the position on June 19th, the year of 1957. Valenzuela made his performing debut with the Silhouettes. Valenzuela also attended San Fernando High School. A self-taught musician, Valenzuela was an accomplished singer and guitarist. At his appearances, Valenzuela often improvised new lyrics and added new riffs to the songs he was playing. Bob Keane, the owner and president of a small record label, Delphi Records, located in Hollywood, was given a tip in May, the year of 1958, by San Fernando High School student Doug Machia about a young performer from Pacoima by the name of Richard Valenzuela. Kids knew the performer as Little Richard of San Fernando. Swayed by the Little Richard comparison, Keane went to see Valenzuela play a Saturday morning matinee at a movie theater in San Fernando. Impressed by the performance, he invited Valenzuela to the audition at his home in Silver Lake area of Los Angeles, where he had a small recording studio in his basement. His recording equipment compromised as early stereo recorder, a 2-track Apex, a pair of Neumann U47 condenser microphones. After this first audition, Keane signed Valenzuela to Delphi on May 14th, the year of 1958. At this point, Ritchie, around this time, the musician took the name Ritchie because Keane said there was a bunch of Richards around at that time, and I wanted it to be different. Similarly, Keane recommended shortening his surname to Valens from Valenzuela to widen his appeal beyond any obvious ethnic groups. The first song made by Ritchie Valens was at Gold Star Studios, a single studio session one afternoon on May in the year of 1958, was the song Come On, Let's Go, an original. The song was a labor and stellar tune, pressed and released within days of the recording session. The record was a success. Valens' next record, a double A-side, had the song Donna, written about a real girlfriend, Donna Ludwig, coupled with La Bamba. It sold over 1 million copies and was awarded a gold disc by the Recording Industry Association of America. By the fall of 1958, the demands of Valens' career forced him to drop out of high school. King booked appearances at venues across the United States and performances on television programs. Ritchie Valens was in a relationship with Donna Ludwig, his high school sweetheart, from the year of 1957 until his death. Ludwig's parents disapproved of her dating a Hispanic man. Valens' song Donna was written for her. Their relationship became strained due to Valens' increasing popularity and touring. After his death, Elvis Presley had one of his bodyguards arrange a date with Ludwig so that he could know all about Valens. In the year of 1987, she attended the premiere of La Bamba, a biopic featuring life and career of Ritchie Valens. Ritchie Valens was one of the 5 acts billed for the Winter Dance Party Tour, performing with Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper J, P. Richardson, Dion, and the Belmonts, and Frankie Sardo beginning on January 23rd, the year of 1959, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The tour was plagued by sub-zero temperatures and numerous logistical problems. The unheated tour buses twice broke down in freezing weather, with Valens and Richardson experiencing flu-like symptoms throughout the tour. After the bus stalled in Dolaya, Minnesota on January 31st, conditions were so bad that Holly's drummer, Carl Bunch, was hospitalized for severe frostbite sustained on the bus. To fill in for Bunch, Holly, Valens, and Dion all took turns drumming for one another. At around 12:55 a.m. on February 3rd, the year of 1959, the 4 passengers, Beechcraft Bonanza, departed for Fargo, North Dakota, and crashed a few minutes after takeoff. The cause was apparently loss of control by the pilot, Roger Peterson, who was not qualified for the deteriorating weather. The crash killed all 4 men instantly upon impact. As with Holly, Richardson, and Peterson, Valens suffered massive fatal head injuries along the blunt force trauma to the chest. As of 17-year-old, Valens was the youngest to die in the crash. The tragedy inspired singer Don McLean to write his 1971 hit, American Pie, immortalizing February 3rd as the day the music died. Valens' remains were buried at San Fernando Mission Cemetery in Mission Hills, Los Angeles, California. Ritchie Valens was a pioneer of Chicano rock and Latin rock, inspiring many musicians of Mexican heritage. He influenced the likes of Los Lobos, Los Lonely Boys, and Carlos Santana, as Valens had become nationally successful at the time when few Latinos were American rock and pop music. He is considered the first Latino to successfully cross over into mainstream rock. La Bamba proved to be his most influential recording, not only by recording or becoming a pop chart hit, sung entirely in Spanish, but also because of its successful blending of the traditional Latin American music with rock. Valens was the first to capitalize on this formula. This formula that Ritchie Valens was the first to capitalize on was later adopted by such varied artists as Carlos Santana, Selena, El Gran Silencio, and Gustavo Santaolalla, and many others in the Latin alternative scene. The Valenzuela family spoke only English at home, and he knew very little Spanish. Valens learned the lyrics phonetically to record La Bamba in Spanish. In the year of 2019, the Valens version of La Bamba was selected by the U.S. Library of Congress for preservation in the National Recording Registry as the culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. Ritchie Valens was nominated for a Grammy Award for Song of the Year in the year of 1988 for La Bamba.